Mr Speaker.
The Honourable Jim Anderson.
Mr Speaker, my thoughts, and I'm sure those of the members of the House, are surely with the tens of thousands of people from my city who are only now realising the full impact of this disaster. The one ray of light in is the miracle that not one single citizen was killed. I've been moving around the suburbs of Christchurch, and I can see that the damage there is even worse than many people at first thought. A lot of attention has been given to the inner city, but the suburbs of Christchurch are in very significant and under serious damage. But first I'd like to pay tribute to the spirit of the people of the city, the elderly men who were on the footpath in the Spraydon shopping centre at 7 o'clock in the morning of the quake, sweeping up all the glass and packing it away in skips so that people could walk on the footpaths. The neighbour who carried the elderly sick lady in the house next to him into his house so they could care for her. And yesterday 150 students cleaning up an extraordinary mess in the suburbs of Hoonhay and Hallswell. Students often get a bad rap, Mr Speaker, but I would say that they deserve the highest of praise for their spirit of community service that they showed there. And of course the many hundreds of people who have helped out in the aftermath of this quake. I want to especially thank the Mayor, the Civil Defence team and the workers attached to it, the police, the firefighters, the Red Cross and thousands of volunteers for their dedicated work. All of these people are working long days to get food and water to those in need, clear the rubble, make the buildings safe, and then of course they have to go back to their own homes in many cases which have been damaged beyond repair, and their own families who of course are suffering as well. I want to thank also the people from across New Zealand who have offered help and been a source of strength and inspiration to the families and businesses affected by this earthquake. Today, every New Zealander is a citizen of Christchurch. It makes me proud to be a Cantabrian, even if only by adoption, and proud to be a New Zealander to see these offers of help in such a time of need. I also want to say that the clear and concise messages from Mayor Bob Parker have helped all the people of Christchurch in the immediate aftermath of the earthquake. We've been in no doubt that we need to boil our water for 3 minutes before drinking. He deserves credit for his clarity and the time he's given in this crisis. Prime Minister John Key's determination to be on site and available has also been appreciated by everybody. I would like to see, however, that there is a cross-party commission or group or body so that we can utilise the skills of all the people in Christchurch, MPs, councillors, no matter what their political persuasion. We all have knowledge and experience and skills to offer, and it's going to be needed. So now is the time to work together for the sake of our city. I'd like to offer John Key's ministers on the ground and John Carter and Mayor Bob Parker and Jerry Brownlee our hand of help, because we all need each other to build the city again. First, we have to stabilise the situation and provide relief for those in urgent need. We need to provide medium and long-term accommodation to those who cannot return to their homes. There is the obvious damage in the inner city. Then there is the less obvious but no less serious damage to suburban housing and infrastructure. There might not be the dramatic pictures of our inner city buildings turned to rubble, and the TV cameras might not be there, but I can tell the House that many, many hundreds, if not thousands, of suburban homes will never be lived in again, not for any length of time anyway. Thousands more at risk of demolition. Imagine the stress and trauma that is going to cause the people who fail yet to realise the enormity of this earthquake. Like most people in Christchurch, I live in the suburbs and I want to see help to people living there. I visited an elderly couple yesterday who lived in their solid 1960 home for 46 years, and now that house in the suburbs will have to be demolished. What are they going to do? Are they going to rebuild? The whole country and government is going to have to get behind every family and business in Christchurch. This is a time, I think, for examining all the levels of help through the Earthquake Commission and so on, and putting it to work. The government needs to make a commitment to move quickly because people need reassurance now. If they're not fully insured, if they are fully insured, they may get sufficient insurance from their insurance companies, or they may not. but not to mention, of course, the number who may not be fully insured. There are by reports, at least 100,000 homes affected in Canterbury. It's going to take months or even years to fully recover, and the cost of the recovery is going to be well over $2 billion and maybe much more. Finally, Mr. Speaker, we're going to need the whole country and the government to get behind Christchurch, because it's not just homes that have been destroyed, it is jobs as well. There are people who will never go back to their workplace. First, we have to provide immediate relief to people who have lost their incomes and have bills to pay but no wages coming in. People need some certainty about this, and they need to know that they will be helped now. And then we have to talk about the long-term plan to rebuild our city and create jobs and rebuild businesses. And this is going to involve everybody. Mr. Speaker, this is a time for all New Zealanders to be behind the people of Canterbury. They are assured by the responses I've had now that they will be, but this is going to be a very long-haul operation, and it's going to take not weeks or months but years, and we have to be in for the long haul.